This was shot on a different day. And it was very, very hard to get him, my nephew, to wear the same clothes. Every time I went to the house to pick him up, I'd say, wear the same clothes. And he could not track down the same clothes. So if you watch this movie closely, you notice every time you see him, he's wearing something a little different. This is my other nephew, by the way. He did a really good job of mimicking Bennings, especially since he's never even seen the movie. So he didn't know what Bennings' run looked like, and he still did a good job. I just kind of told him what to do, and these guys were a lot of help, actually. Look at that, look at him. Never seen that thing before in his life, and look how he's acting. We use the flashlight as a prop just to kind of direct your attention. Comes and goes. It's a convenient prop, and I use it at my leisure. It's not always consistent from one shot to the next, but it's very useful for telling you where to look or what's going to happen next. Look at him. Now this is my two nephews, and both of them are doing a really good job right here. Very happy with that. Look at the goo coming off the hands. I love that. Just a piece of skeleton hands I got from a Halloween store, but put all that blood on there and it looks great. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know how he got in the movie. Very little dialogue in this movie. I tried to put as much as I could, but that's not what the movie was about. The movie was about putting scary monsters on screen and sort of showing the end of the world. I should have focused on dialogue. I would have had to make the movie a lot longer, and I would need real help to have real dialogue, which I didn't have real help. So I had much more video of this blood. I wanted to show as much blood as possible, and I know it's too thick, but from the first movie, the blood was gooey and thick. It wasn't all running like real blood, so I don't mind if the blood's too thick. The first movie didn't have anything resembling realistic blood, so neither does ours. All of this is actually filmed in the same location, so this is all just pointing the camera in different directions. This is all happening within 100 yards of itself, all of this. We didn't drive around to different locations and stuff. My car is about 50 feet to the left of this shot. My truck. Look at that. Yeah, he's doing great. My nephew. That's his real name, by the way. We didn't change his name in this. You'll notice this shot is actually two different effect shots because the first one failed so badly that I had to redo it. So if you pause it and look quickly, you'll see that there's one chest mouth, and then there's quickly another chest mouth. That's the second one. That's the redo, and then you saw the first one in there. First one just terrible. I had never built any of these monsters before, so as I started filming the movie, I got better at it. So that was the first effect. The first effect we did was that really bad chest mouth, and it just didn't look as good as the later stuff. I got better at building the monsters, so I had to go back and redo that, and I was really, really glad I did because it just works so good. A lot of people say that's their favorite scene in the whole movie, and I understand why. It's effective. I like it. This is me wandering. Oh, and the reason why I ran into the woods is because I just saw my nephew's chest explode. I didn't run to my car because I was completely freaked out of my mind, in case you're wondering. I should have ran to my car, I guess, but I didn't. I was sort of freaked out. And the picture I found on Google of the lab, it's just a picture from Google. It was during the day. The picture was during the day, so I had to spend the night, pretend like I spent the night out in the woods, because the photograph was during the day, so I had to find the lab during the day. So this whole scene right here of me sort of sleeping under a tree or something, because that photograph, the trees are a composite, but the photograph behind it is I just Googled snow and building, and I just clicked through the pages until I saw a building I liked. And it's just a composite. The trees, they're halfway up the screen is a cookie cutter matte line from Sony Vegas. It just blurs into the trees though. Yeah, I think it looks good though. Looks good. This is my work. It's in Las Vegas. Very hot day. I was boiling wearing that. This was filmed months later than the last shot, and it was very, very hot in Las Vegas, and I was suffering quite a bit wearing those outfits. You're about to see my boss, and that door does not lead to the room I'm about to walk into, by the way. This is a little office, but it's not the same office that this next scene happens. This is the other side of the building. Wasn't allowed to show a lot. This is a high security area, so it was all of our shots had to be chosen very carefully, because there's some parts of this building I'm just not allowed to show. And there's our latex blood, so I couldn't make a mess, so I made latex blood. I could just lay it down on the desk, and you could see it a little bit, but it's a fan film, it works great. There's another one of our little tributes. You know, it's a great suicide note, I think. For all those who criticize it, I think it's a fantastic suicide note. And if I ever commit suicide, that's the note that's the note I'm gonna leave behind. So that's to all the haters out there. You'll notice the little red light there, to my I guess it's to my right, on-screen right. That's put there for foreshadowing later on when the Blair monster breaks through the floor. There's another little red light. It's the same exact red light, by the way. We only had one of those. Those are there so later on, when all hell breaks loose, we have some mood lighting. You know, when the gas pipe gets ruptured and the thing is really getting mad and it gets burned. If you're wondering why I do this really long walk, what I'm doing is I'm establishing geography. I'm establishing what this building looks like on the inside, so when I try to escape from the building, I don't have to show all this. I can just do quick cuts of me running to these various locations, and you know what the building, what part of the building I'm in. Because some people did criticize this long walk here. It's on purpose. It's to give you, it's so you know exactly where I'm at in the building. You know how close I am to the door. If I did not do this long walk, then you would have no idea like just how close I was to getting out of the building. So when you see me running in a little bit, that's what that's about. So this walk is incredibly important. And this is me hearing myself scream. I did all the secondary screams, and there was people all around me while I was doing this scene, by the way. So just off camera to the right, there are people watching me and talking and even asking me questions. I thought that was a little frustrating. So when my hand is covering my mouth right there, there's someone asking me a question, and I actually answered them just to shut them up. So there are people watching me do this, laughing and making fun of me because they've never seen anyone make a movie before. And this is our torso thing, and he was the first big thing I built, and I was so happy with the way he looked. That was really what inspired me to just keep going. I just wanted to keep building, and then that's part of the reason the movie took so long is I just couldn't stop building. I mean, he came out so good that I just wanted to keep going. And any idea, I didn't say no to any idea. I mean, if I could build it, if I physically could build it, I said yes, let's continue to build that. And you'll see he's electrocuted. So this was it's showing that there was a very big struggle before I got there. So in the 36 hours since the sample stung my finger, this whole lab has been trying to control the thing, but it did eventually get out, of course. And this little particular creature here, so that's what happened to torso thing here. This is showing you the struggle that happened before I got there. Kicking it to show you it is dead. That half of it's dead. That doesn't mean the other half is dead. So that's a little clue there. And look at torso thing. He looks so great. He came out great. And there's the what's on the other side of that door? Apparently it's me because that's my voice. This is my friend Juan Diaz. He's the actor on the other side of that door.